Hello, this is Molly Reamer with Bridget's Grove in 30 Days of Goddess, and this is a quick flip through video of my pocket-sized prayer book for August. And this was one of those things that I had kind of felt inspired to go back to the roots on the small, little, simplest prayer book. This is very similar. It's a slightly rebooted from the original document that I came up with in January of 2021 when I conceived of the 30 Days of Goddess practice. And I've referenced several times before how it kind of dropped into my open hands. Like I literally woke up. It was a goddess lightning strike of inspiration. I literally woke up one morning and I thought 30 Days of Goddess, this is what it's going to look like. There'll be prompt words. There will be a little small companion booklet where you can write down a prayer or glue something in or take a picture. And the heart of it will be this making a place for the sacred and for yourself in your life. And it will be about tending to and nourishing your sense of the sacred and your relationship with the goddess in your life. And remarkably, you know, the heart of the practice has remained very much the same over the last 600 plus days. I really haven't changed my theory or my idea of what this practice could hold or mean or look like to people. And, but then things have changed. So the prayer books have gotten more fancy, more elaborate. My own pieces that I do in them are a lot more developed. I do way more writing than I did at the beginning. And, you know, there's all the little cards and things that I've made that go with this practice, all the little additions, all the little cards. There's the whole professionally printed deck. There's lots and lots of additions, but the heart of the practice is the same. It is about making a regular commitment to show up for yourself and to trust that as you show up, the goddess or the sacred will show up for you too. That's the core of it. That's the heart of it. And that's been true for 600 plus days. And so anyway, my point is that in the beginning of the month, I was thinking I would like to go back, or I would like to experience that tiny, simple prayer book again. Like what would it be like to work in one of those, like the original booklet that I had come up with that just has room for only really a few small little bits of things. So I rebooted it slightly. I took away any kind of wording really on the page and then I made the little box in the middle essentially fits those daily graphics that I post on Instagram, but also I make these daily graphics available to our Goddess Magic community on Patreon. That's patreon.com/Bridget'sGrove. And I make those little daily graphics available to them in advance. So anybody who wants to do a super simple prayer book format like this can print those out in advance. Then the super simple practice is to I keep them in the back. I've got another one here ready. So I keep them in a pocket in the back. The little graphics are all there, cut apart. I get these printed at Staples. And if you're a patron, they're available to you at the beginning of the month as a full sheet. So you can also get them printed at Staples and then, or another copy shop. And then each day I look through, I find it. I sit in my spot. A part of the heart of 30 Days of Goddess too is having a special spot, whether it is a spot outside, like I like to be, whether it's a yoga mat, whether it is a altar space that you're tending, part of it is showing up in that same space. Like there's a union of novelty where something new happens, but also the container of sacred sameness where it's the same container, but then what happens in it is infinite. And so you go to your special spot, you sit there, take a few deep breaths, have your eyes open, see what you can see, feel what you can feel, hear what you can hear, pick your little card, read it out loud or just to yourself, and really kind of take a moment to let it soak into you. I put one hand on my belly a lot, one hand on my heart, or I just fold both hands over my heart and I feel the warmth of my own heart space. And I let that little graphic, I let that little image like soak into me, and that's my moment of peace. And I do other things. I have my tea, I do my cards, I write a new poem, etc. But in simplest form, it can really just be that, sitting with your little note, letting yourself have a moment to let it soak in. And so this format of prayer book was really designed to let that be easy for you. You have the tiniest prayer book, you have the little messages that stick right in there. If you want to write something new, you can, but you honestly do not have to. And you can just see, like I didn't write anything new here. I did write in that one, but I didn't write in this one. This I consider to be kind of a spillover. If I had extra things to write, I wrote them, and if I didn't, I just stuck it in. And I really enjoyed the simplicity and the back to the roots kind of sensation and taking that pause to let the message soak in. And so this is, the cover is from Gingerbread. It's a card, and then I sewed it. And the inside art cards are from Effie Wild, from Book of Days. There's another one back here. One of our own stickers and a little reminder note about daily practice. And then I'll flip through it real quick. I've already been flipping through while I've been talking, but I'll flip through it more in order. So I did write sometimes. Sometimes I just put it in a little pocket. This is really designed to be very, very simple and pocket-sized, grab and go, and to work with the other materials that I offer, though of course you can always include things from other people and other resources. I like building kind of a system, so to speak, so that you have everything you need in one spot, but this is infinitely variable and incorporatable of other people's things as well. That's art from Joni Ray. More art from Joni Ray. Another pocket. I did write more than I thought I would in this one. I hear a lot of crows today. More Joni Ray. But I kept this just very simple. Very, very simple. And I found it. There was a nice contemplative, meditative moment. You know, 30 Days of Goddess really does combine mindfulness with observation, with meditation, with spirituality, with a sense of the sacred, with creativity, with art. It's like mindfulness, art, and prayer all in one spot. And then you have yourself a little, when you get done, you have a little compendium of magic, daily magic for yourself. This is a coloring page from Poeta Goddess, Kimberly Rodriguez. There's a little note, a little envelope my daughter folded, and I stuck that in. So this is kind of the simplest. You know, there's only room for one little piece, really. And then I did discover I'd left out, I guess I only put 30 pages. Usually I do 31, and apparently there was only 30, so I just went ahead and let go. Stuck my extra word in there, my extra affirmation, left it in the pocket because it is the affirmation to accept the invitation to begin again. And I thought, how appropriate that that's the last little note in a pocket that isn't necessarily stuck down on a page, because it's always, you're always being invited in to begin again. So it made sense that it was active to me. So, and that's a Water of Whimsy sticker on the back and one of our own stickers. And so coming up, I do have professionally printed little prayer books instead. So this little pocket size one is the one I printed out from my own files. Those are always available to you via 30daysofgoddess.com. I forgot to say that at the beginning. So 30daysofgoddess.com, you can get the printables. You can always make your own. You can even use a little, greeting card from a charity as the cover, or you could even use a piece of cardstock or another piece of paper. But I then realized, the more things I've discovered, the more things that people have to do, or they start to feel like they have to do, the more likely they are to give up. And so I keep thinking of things to make it easier and easier and more accessible. And so I thought I would love to get this really super simple format done, printed professionally as well. And I've made few tiny adjustments to the cover, but these should be in the shop by by October. They're already available on Amazon if you want to get one. They are there. And then I'm going to do a couple of different cover formats, and I have some different ideas for them. But in general, they're just a bound, professionally printed version of the one you can print yourself. That's pretty much it. There's not a lot in them, and they don't have the prompts or anything like that. If you want to, you can stick the prompts on the inside, and they're really built for that type of simple practice. Let your affirmations soak in. Maybe put a little something extra on the side. And there you go. And so that's the new version. And like I said, I'm planning to do a couple of different covers moving forward, but instead of them having any kind of date relationship or month relationship, they're literally just going to be completely open-ended and flexible, simple. But then this is just such a sweet size for, I mean, look how it fits in my hand. Oops, sorry, baby. This is such a sweet size for just, I mean, literally it can fit in an actual pocket of your shorts, and it's so simple and so tiny. And so you can truly take it with you everywhere. I bet it would fit in, you know, a scrub pocket if you wanted to have it with you at work. So anyway, that's what I have to share with you today. Super simple format, super simple practice, and you are invited into it. I truly feel like daily practice changes your life. It changes everything, and it invites you to inhabit the magic that's all around you. So if you're craving a little connection with the sacred or a spiritual infusion in a life that feels maybe parched of spirituality, then this 30 Days of Goddess practice can help you create that connection that you crave. Thanks for being here. Bye-bye.